eye-popping content that was released directly.
Yo. Y'all already know what it is, man. It's your boy Gio, man. I'm back with another one. This one is about your boy Diddy, man. They said that he got a lot of people that's coming forward, and a lot of them is just like some youngins and a whole bunch of stuff, man, that he gonna have on trial with, man. And then, you know, you got the Meek Mill trying to spend $100K to get his records, everything taken off and disappeared, eliminated. And then they saying that, you know, your girl Chloe, the Kardashians, period, they're on the run because they like one of the biggest party goers that attended, besides some others, but they was one of the big dogs that attended all the time. So they on the run, man. Like, they got to get out of Dodge, man. It's going down. It's going down, man. Like, it's a serious business, man. And I know everybody is going crazy, man. I can only imagine how all these celebrities feeling right now, you know? But then also, man, they got something, man, about your boy JayZ. I'm going to put both of these together just because JayZ and Diddy, they like brothers, best friends, whatever you want to say. You know what I mean? They said that allegedly, and all this is allegedly, man. It's just this stuff that, you know, alleged. That's all I'm gonna say. You know, don't pin me for it, but they saying that Kathy White, you know, is Blue Ivy's mom. So Beyonce knows. She know that Blue Ivy is not her daughter. Allegedly, they're saying that it's Kathy White's, and she was taken out after she said she was gonna go public about her relationship with JayZ while she was dating Beyonce. And of course, you know, Queen B ain't gonna want that. She ain't gonna let that slide. She gonna want out of here. You know what I mean? And that's what happened. You know, y'all gotta check this whole thing out, man. Let me know what y'all think on this one, man. Drop them comments below, man. You know what I'm saying? If you feel bad for JayZ or P Diddy, drop that in the comments. If you feel like this is what they had coming to them for allegedly all the things that they've done, and it's, you know, what goes around come back, or how they say what goes around comes around, and it done came back around to them, go ahead and drop that in the comment, or whatever you feel as far as, you know, what you feeling. Just let me know. Let's chime in on it. Let's talk about it. I will be setting a live up on this stuff soon. It will be coming up, man, and y'all stay tuned, man. I appreciate all the love and support, man, that y'all give me, man. I really do. It's only up for here, man, and stay warm, stay safe, man. Enjoy the nice weather. If you at somewhere with some nice weather, salute to the ones that's going through this terrible hurricane times, man, especially Florida, man. You know, I got fam out there too, man. So it's, you know, it's a bad timing for those type of areas, but, you know, stay warm, stay safe, man, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. I'm out.
Okay, more bad news for Diddy, a whole new set of problems. The most successful trial lawyer in Texas, Tony Busby, is now representing over 50 people suing Diddy, some of them minors. He expects more people to join the suit. He expects more people to be implicated. He's talking about a press conference next week. Yeah, we're talking about stuff that happened at freak-offs. On his Instagram, Busby's talking about depraved debauchery committed by the powerful against minors and the weak. Busby's a Marine. He was a federal judge. He is an incredibly successful trial lawyer. He's a serious dude. So Diddy's freedom is gone. His wealth is gone. His legacy is gone. This is a fall from grace that they will talk about hundreds of years from now. The man went from a mansion on Star Island to one of the worst jails in America.
However, after what Diddy did was exposed, she came back out and accused Jay once again of having a hand in Kathy's death. She quoted her first tweet and said, "Note the date. Hey JayZ, I was the reporter who talked to your alleged mistress right before she died / was deleted. I know everything. I know what you did. Go F yourself. Your time is coming. Maybe you and Diddy can share a prison cell together. Justice is coming." She added, "It's only a matter of time before Spirit Cooking JayZ is exposed like Diddy. There's a reason Kanye said Jay's got murderers. I would know. He's evil to the core. I pray there will be justice for Kathy White one day. These false idols will continue to fall. Mark my words. After Liz put all this out there, people started digging to find out just how far this entire thing goes. Not only that, but at the time of Kathy's death, it was reported that she died from a brain aneurysm. But from everything that Liz said, it looks like it was just a cover-up. Jay paid the pathologist to make it up, so it looks like the real cause of Kathy's death won't be revealed. People even found this since-deleted article that the popular blogger Hollywood Street King made back in the day, and he spilled some major tea. He pretty much made this case his mission, and even went as far as to speaking to some of the feds who were in charge of investigating Kathy's death to get information about what really happened. Hollywood Street King was actually the one who broke the story about Kathy and Jay's affair, so this was very personal to him, and he did not hold back. The article read, "Yesterday, I got the news that Kathy Michelle White had suddenly passed away, so I quickly began my investigation, and guess what? Kathy did not die from a brain aneurysm as reported widely around the internet today. According to an NYPD detective who told me, Kathy's cause of death is uncertain, and later today, we will have the autopsy and toxicology reports. Right now, the death is considered suspicious." So it looks like Kim Kardashian and her money-hungry family may be getting arrested any day now, because new evidence just exposed them for helping to clean the dirty money that Diddy was making from his sex and even recruiting vulnerable girls to be used during these freak-off parties. These allegations got even worse when a video went viral of Khloe confessing to attending Diddy's freak-offs and seeing naked people over there, including Justin Bieber. As if all that wasn't bad enough, it also turns out that Kim and her momager Kris Jenner set up an entire fake church where they worked together to profit off of the death and declining mental health of other celebrities by getting them locked up in conservatorships. Apparently, this is the real way that the Kardashians be making their billions. And all these made-up businesses they keep throwing in our faces, they just cover-ups. Okay, so this entire mess started a few days ago when a video from one of the former episodes of Keeping Up with the Kardashians started going viral. In this video, Khloe was telling Kourtney about a wild industry party she attended with Diddy, Justin, and Diddy's stepson, Quincy. Khloe flat out admitted that this party was a freak-off and claimed that the people that she saw were also celebrities. But unlike regular parties, they was all naked.
So who was with you this weekend?
A bunch of my friends.
Diddy, Quincy, Justin Bieber,
So far, so
French
good.
Montana.
Do you even know half the people you're naming?
No.
I got on a plane at 5:30 a.m. Go this party. I think half the people there were naked. You would have loved it.
As soon as all this came out, people started digging into the connection that the Kardashians have to all of this. And that's when they found out that Kim and her mama Kris Jenner are heavily involved as well. For starters, someone leaked several photos of Diddy's infamous white party, and in these pictures, people can be seen freaking off like it's no tomorrow. I mean, prior to this leak, we already had heard about the freak-offs, but this was the first time we actually saw private photos of it happening. And guess who was in the photo? Kim and her bestie Paris Hilton. There were also other people at the party, including Chris Brown, Leonardo DiCaprio, the late Aretha Franklin, Obama, Trump, Harry, and the list just goes on. In fact, the particular photo of Kim that's going viral at this party, she can be seen posing on top of a huge bed with Diddy and Paris. And it's being alleged that this is the bed that all these celebrities freak off on together. And for those of y'all gearing up to defend them people, those are actually photos from the freak-offs from that exact party. For example, there was this photo of Diddy pouring champagne on these two as they touch themselves for his satisfaction. Then there's also this photo of someone from Diddy's entourage in the pool with two escorts while he was sucking on their tatas and doing intimate things to them. There are even more graphic photos and videos that I can't show y'all, but you pretty much see they was getting down to business. And Kim was right there having the time of her life. No one would care about any of this if these women were consenting to all of it, but from Diddy's indictment, we know he was trafficking them into the country, loading them up with ridiculous amounts of IVF so they could endure these freak-offs for days on end against their will. What's even crazier is that prior to Diddy getting arrested, Kim tried to distance herself from him by unfollowing him on Instagram just 24 hours before his house was raided. But this was actually what made people look into her and clock her connection to all this, because people could not understand why she unfollowed him when he was incriminated in Cassie's lawsuit all the way back in November, but just so happened to unfollow him 24 hours before the raid. And per usual, people had to put on their detective hats to figure out what the connection was, and girl, they found a whole lot of dirt on Kim and her family, more than any of us could ever imagine. It all began when a woman on TikTok who goes by the name BB, the songwriter, posted an explosive video spilling all the tea about Kim and Diddy's shady relationship. If y'all remember, Kris Jenner got exposed a while ago for opening up a church called California Community Church, where all the members were required to pay $1,000 a month as a membership fee and donate over 10% of their earnings to the church as tithes. Initially, people thought this was a scheme orchestrated by Kris to help her and her daughters get a tax write-off, but it actually goes much deeper than that. It turns out Lou Taylor, who's the owner of the popular Hollywood management company TriStar, which also happens to be the company managing Diddy, is a board member of this shady church. And they've been receiving payments from Diddy to pay off his SA victims so they won't come forward and testify against him. Apparently, they disguise this hush money as the church fund, which is donated to women and children. So basically, they make it look like the church is donating money to a bunch of random women in need, when what they really doing is paying off Diddy's victims so they can recant their statements or not come out at all. Not only that, but it was also alleged that this church is where Diddy launders all the illegal money that he makes from trafficking all them vulnerable girls, so he can keep the money in the bank without having to stash it in his house.
24 hours before the raid, Kim Kardashian decides to unfollow Diddy, right? Well, come to find out, this person by the name of Lou Taylor is apparently Diddy's manager. And this Lou Taylor woman is also on the board of Hillsong's church home. Follow me, go with me. They are doing all of this, child, in the name of the Lord. Just follow the story.
Kathy White died exactly 1 year to the day from when I broke the story of her and JayZ's affair. He added, a 911 call came in from an apartment on 130 West 19th Street in Manhattan. Ambulance came and took Kathy because she was sick. They took her to the Beth Israel Hospital, and that's where she expired. It was too early to be speculating that an aneurysm her. They will be doing an autopsy today to check out her cause of death, but someone might have given Kathy a bad so they'll do a toxicology, and we'll have to wait 2 weeks for that report. 2 weeks prior to her death, Kathy was contacted by a major tabloid that was investigating the JayZ connection. She gave them little information to go on, but according to one of our sources, following her conversation with the tabloid, she called Jay and told him that she was gonna go public with their affair for a price. This all happened in the last 2 weeks. Then, little more than 48 hours after the announcement that Beyonce was pregnant with JayZ's baby, this young lady suddenly dies under suspicious circumstances. He also added these photos of Claudia Jordan and Kathy cutting it up with Jay in the club just months before her death. Apparently, Kathy was best friends with Claudia, and it was actually Claudia who introduced Kathy to Jay. Unfortunately, Hollywood Street King wasn't able to go any further with this investigation, but Jaguar Wright stepped into the chat a few months ago, and she lit this whole thing on fire with some new information. She first spoke about this when she went live on IG and said that Kathy did not die from a brain aneurysm and that she was brutally unmoved from her home. She flat out accused Jay and Beyonce of being responsible for this and said Kathy spent her last minutes screaming for her life. Jaguar also claims the reason why Jay took Kathy out is because Beyonce was jealous, and if he wasn't gonna take Kathy out, then Beyonce was gonna take matters into her own hands and do it herself. Get in here, cause it looks looks like Beyonce is not the innocent girl that we thought she was, because she just got exposed for allegedly ordering JayZ to unalive his infamous pregnant mistress Kathy White. All this comes after Jaguar Wright's recent interview when she went in on Beyonce and spilled the tea about what Beyonce and Jay did to Kathy. According to Jaguar, not only did Beyonce make Jay take Kathy out, but she allegedly took out the baby Kathy was carrying out of her before taking her out, and that baby is none other than Blue Ivy. Yeah, y'all heard that right. Apparently, Beyonce faked her pregnancy while Kathy was carrying Blue, and as soon as it was time for Kathy to push that baby out, Jay unalived Kathy and handed the baby over to Beyonce. Child, this some sort of demonic mess. Jaguar is not letting up on Beyonce, and she even came through with receipts to prove what she was saying, because she knew folks would call her crazy before even hearing what she had to say. Let's get right into this mess, because there's a lot to get into here. Okay, so for those of y'all who don't know who Kathy was, she was JayZ's alleged mistress, and she died just a few days after it was reported she was about to go public with her relationship with Jay. All this came to light when the very popular journalist Liz Cronin jumped on Twitter to expose Jay of being behind Kathy's death. What made this allegation even more disturbing is that back in 2017, she had to put up a tweet accusing him of taking Kathy out, but nobody took her seriously. At the time, when Kanye West says JayZ has I believe he's talking about the people who Kathy White.
Hey, JayZ, I know you got please don't sit around my head. Just call me.
Mind you, Liz made this tweet all the way back in 2017 when nobody had any reason to think Jay was out here taking folks' lives.
Hey, JayZ, I know you got please don't sit around my head. Just call me.
Mind you, Liz made this tweet all the way back in 2017 when nobody had any reason to think Jay was out here taking folks' lives. However, after what Diddy did was exposed, she came back out and accused Jay once again of having a hand in Kathy's death. She quoted her first tweet and said, "Note the date. Hey JayZ, I was the reporter who talked to your alleged mistress right before she died / was deleted. I know everything. I know what you did. Go F yourself. Your time is coming. Maybe you and Diddy can share a prison cell together. Justice is coming." She added, "It's only a matter of time before spirit cooking JayZ is exposed like Diddy. There's a reason Kanye said Jay's got murderers. I would know. He's evil to the core. I pray there will be justice for Kathy White one day. These false idols will continue to fall. Mark my words." After Liz put all this out there, people started digging to find out just how far this entire thing goes. Not only that, but at the time of Kathy's death, it was reported that she died from a brain aneurysm. But from everything that Liz said, it looks like it was just a cover-up. Jay paid the pathologist to make it up, so it looks like the real cause of Kathy's death won't be revealed. People even found this since-deleted article that the popular blogger Hollywood Street King made back in the day, and he spilled some major tea. He pretty much made this case his mission, and even went as far as to speaking to some of the feds who were in charge of investigating Kathy's death to get information about what really happened.
The diva Rihanna. She's from Barbados?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, she's Bayesian. How did you come in contact with her? I mean, did you fly over there?
No, Jay Brown had actually bought me the song. She has a song right now, and it's I wouldn't say massive because of her rules. When I first heard the song, and then, he kept going, Jay Brown, he kept being persistent. I was like, you know what, bring her by. And when she walked into our office, I was like, she just had, it was just something about her. It was just, she had this, it was just something about her. And then she performed the song, and I was like, okay. Okay, then, we sat down and we talked. And they were talking about how she would stay in the studio and try to get the verse over, and then come back the next day. I was like, oh, work ethic, everything is there. So we signed it that night. We didn't let her leave the office.
Really?
The 3 in the morning was when that contract got signed. So from the meeting around 3, 4 in the afternoon, we signed it by 3 in the morning.
Wow.
That day, I was absolutely certain.
To you. Oh yes, he said, we don't sing songs here, we sing artists. And there was this little pause, and I was nervous. But then he said, and we're interested. And there was this sudden feel of relief.
But then he said something about a window and a door or something.
Oh, then he said, you did it homework.
I did a lot of homework on you, Miss Lady.
He said, there are 2 ways to leave here, either through the door with the deal signed, or through this window, and we're on the 29th floor.
I said he was going to jail because God told me he was going to jail.
Have you ever been in one of these Diddy parties?
Yes, I have. I sat down with Storm Monroe 4 years ago and said that man was an S trafficker and he was using the business to S traffic young women and men. I said all of it. But when I pray for something, it always comes true. And I prayed the same prayer for Sean Carter. Y'all better get ready. I knew between the two Seans, go for the weaker one. Go for the knees. And I told Sean Carter, you are so closely tied to Diddy.
We got the infamous Jaguar Wright. Jaguar, what's happening?
Oh, nothing. Just God is good.
Sure
God
is.
So
sure is.
You want to know what's funny?
What's funny, Jack?
Freaks like Tasha K and weirdos, like a few other individuals, have been running around for years. I sat down with Storm Monroe 4 years ago and said that man was an S trafficker and he was using the business to S traffic young women and men. I said all of it. Everything that I've been saying for over 4 years now, publicly, and probably 20 privately. Everything I said, it done happened. And I said earlier this year, Tisha didn't tell you, Sloan Bella didn't tell you, none of these people told you before I told you. This nigga's getting the perp walk. And I told you it was going to happen, not because of no evidence, not because of nothing. I told y'all it was going to happen because I prayed for it, and God don't play about me. I said he was going to jail because God told me he was going to jail. Y'all can cry. Y'all can do whatever you want to do. Get down on your knees. Pray to your little Diddy doll. I don't know what you want to do. But when I pray for something, it always comes true. And I prayed the same prayer for Sean Carter. Y'all better get ready. Everybody live right now. I'm going to let everybody go live. And then I'm going to just turn on the camera and I'm going to put up my CashApp and I want $1 from every motherfucker that ever called me a fucking liar.
Easy, Jack, on the cursing. You know, it's all good.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. It's all good.
This
it's all
is
good.
Emotional.
I got you.
No, people are, I can't believe this day. Why not? Why shouldn't bad men go to jail? I knew between the two Seans, go for the weaker one. Go for the knees. And I told Sean Carter, you are so closely tied to Diddy. There's no way I'm not going to pick at your drawers and a couple of his bones fall out. So I said, you know what? I'm just going to lean on this sloppy one. And I've been leaning on the diddler. And I've been leaning on him. Guess what? He done gave way. Now we going to see how much of his weight fall on JayZ. See, when I come for somebody, I come.
Well, let me ask you this. Being that he's in there with the feds and all that, you think Diddy gonna start giving up some names?
What are you talking about? He's been giving up names for years.
Okay.
Make no mistake about it. Him, Sean Carter and Sean Combs are government informants. There is absolutely no way guys like this, who were the bottoms in their neighborhoods, end up on top without government sanctioned help. These aren't the kind of guys that started off super scary. They hung with the super scary guys, but these weren't the kind of guys that started off. See, everybody sees them for who they are now, but you're not imagining who the fuck they were. Who they were before. Before they made their little special deals. Before they started doing all of the things they do. And listen, go back and listen to Gene Deal. There was an evolution from Puffy to the Diddler. Why don't nobody see the same evolution in Mr. Carter? Why won't nobody down south tell the truth about the fact that that big lip monkey promised them the next time Super Bowl came to LA? And when I say LA, I'm talking about Louisiana. They was going to get looked after. There was all kinds of deals. Why don't y'all tell the truth that this nigga fucking burned you just like he did Dame? Why don't nobody want to believe me?
They believe you. They see it now. Oh yeah, ever since this whole thing with the, Super Bowl with Lil Wayne not performing and Kendrick, yeah, it's a lot.
It's a lineup.
Yeah,
it's a lineup, and it is a lineup that benefits the government agenda. You don't get to hurt people with impunity for this many years and think that nobody saw it. Why is everyone so hush about my interview with Jonathan Hay? Why don't somebody just go and sit down and listen to what that man had to tell me about what happened to his life after he was Rihanna's publicist and Aubrey's publicist? Duct tape, getting pissed, getting pow whipped in front of his child after doing that story with Sophie when they was trying to disappear that kid away because that kid had allegedly been HT'd.
There was another thing that that came out with you and JayZ that sounded slightly ludicrous to me. People said that you were bad-mouthing JayZ. He gave you an STD, all this ridiculous stuff. And then he mentioned in a song Picasso that he had never, well, I can't say what he said, but, he had never done that to you. And did you ever say these things, or are those things untrue?
Wait, come on, don't ask me anything like that.
Okay. Well, I'm
rephrase that,
the right
baby.
way to
Rephrase
say
that.
it, but you know what I'm saying. Let me rephrase that.
Okay.
When that came out, okay, what was your first reaction to hearing somebody accuse you of that?
When
those
got the
rumors...
call about this anonymous blogger who wrote, keep in mind, you and everyone else, this wasn't in Time Magazine, Daily News, The People, XXL. It wasn't an article. It was an anonymous blogger who could be somebody from Wisconsin named Joe Schmo the Midget, hiding behind a crazy... If anybody read that story, first of all, anybody that knows me knows that my mom is an educator. The way I speak alone, my diction alone negates everything that's not even how I speak. One. Two, anybody that knows me knows how much I love Jay.
Yeah.
Period. Jay and I come from nothing together. My cousin Clark Kent, we're going to be all the way real. Everybody wants to say this, but Clark Kent is the reason why we are all on. And that is my blood cousin. So there's no one ever, we've never heard anything like that. Have you ever heard Foxy dissing JayZ or JayZ dissing Foxy?
Never.
Ever? So we're going to wait 15 years later and just come out the blue and start calling people. I'm going to say that I have whatever was that. It was horrible. Yeah. Jamie Foxx's name was brought in. I didn't even know Jamie Foxx like that. I mean, just horrible things was said. I can sit back and say, and I'm a blogger, and I can say, well, Puffy just said that he and then he had a baby by, and then and people believe it. It's scary. It's crazy. Was I shocked when Jay said the line in Picasso baby? Yes, because we've talked about that. We have a history that supersedes music, and we know how this business works. We sit back and we laugh at those rumors. We laugh at that. I think he began to feel the pressure because people were saying my age, the age thing. She was 15, 14. She was 15, 14. And after a while, that gets to a person. The Jay I know, the Sean I know, never comes out of character. So for that, and that's my point. That's where I think the tears came from earlier, because people don't understand that it does affect people more than you think. It does affect, I know Kane just said, whether they're talking good or bad is good. But after a while, you get to the point where you're just like, the fact that he felt he needed to say that, that means that something struck you. Do you understand what I'm saying? Something. At some point, it was just like, enough. And I understand exactly how he feels. Enough already. Like, people do not have lives. Somebody says to me the other day, have you ever seen a pretty hater or an educated hater? I said, absolutely not. You've never seen, like, it's amazing, the fly girls that pull up next to me, and she's in her own Range Rover, and she's gorgeous, and she's like, hey, girl, I love you. And I'm like, hey, girl, you're beautiful. And then the rat that's standing on the corner is like, that's Foxy, And it's like, huh? You know what I mean? It's
allegedly, Sean Carter is responsible for enacting Hype Williams to put Aaliyah on a faulty plane to move her out the way as punishment for rejecting him, and so he could level up Beyonce, who was struggling. Let's just say allegedly that happened. Free, who is a victim of Sean.
I'm hearing rumors that JayZ's up next too, so that's going to be interesting. I think Jay's a little bit smarter than Diddy. Jay is brilliant, so he's tricky. You know what I mean? He's very intelligent, so we got to see.
I don't want to hear nothing about Jay, man. I hope nothing comes out about him. I think from what I see somebody who's in control and,
Oh, he's definitely in control, but we seeing the facade. But I have a little correlation. I mean, the rumor's been out there that his child Blue was named after his side piece. Blue Cantrell allegedly was one of his sides, and he really was into her before Beyonce. So I saw an interview she did with Wendy Williams, and she was laughing, and like you could tell with her body language, she was confirming it, even though she didn't say it. But there's this thing too, ladies, this is some free game. If a man has an ex and y'all have a daughter together and he names y'all daughter, don't let him name your daughter, because if he's not over an ex, he will name your daughter after that ex. Stevie J did it with his daughter Eva, because he was dating Eve at the time, and Eve said, you're trash. She caught him cheating, moved on. Eve's bossed up now. Eve's doing well with her husband. But why would you name your daughter after Eve? That's something narcissistic men do with the girl that got away. A lot of them will name their daughters after the girl that got away.
Jay was trying to get at her as well, and I didn't know. He was sending flowers, and he was courting her.
Because the rumor originally was that you were connected to Jay. Exactly. Jay and I were hanging out a lot. He's my homie. We have a lot of fun together, but we never dated.
Child, this is a hot stinking mess. But that wasn't all the wild things that JayZ was doing. Dame said he was forced to cut Jay off as a friend after he realized Jay was willing to do anything for power, even if that meant sacrificing the careers of naive girls associating with predators in the industry. Now, in case y'all are wondering why Dame was even saying this, well, it's because at the time that R. Kelly was exposed for messing with underage girls and even faking documents to marry Aaliyah when she was 15. Jay was still shamelessly supporting R. Kelly and even made an entire joint with him. He was basically saying he didn't give a care in the world about them victims, and he was still helping R. Kelly's career.
The idea of having a whole album with myself and R. Kelly was just to see how it would come out was just an amazing prospect. So we put it together, man. We started coming up, and here we are.
A real hot mess, but it gets even worse because when Aaliyah passed away in that fatal plane crash, it was rumored that her death was a sacrifice and that some of the industry elites, aka JayZ and R. Kelly, had allegedly orchestrated that as a sacrifice to the Illuminati. These rumors got fueled when the details of her strange death were released. It turns out Aaliyah was never even supposed to be on the plane that day. She was given a sedative without her consent, and once she went unconscious, they put her in against her will.
The plane crash that killed a rising star in the world of music and film. Reaction today after Aaliyah and 8 others were killed in Their plane went down.
The plane, just after taking off for Florida in perfect weather, suddenly plummeted to the ground. Investigators now saying one of the engines apparently failed. Along with 8 passengers, Aaliyah, a young Brooklyn native and a talented singer and actor.
The same person that robbed me for like $500 for a session ended up being in the studio while I was there with the president of the label.
Rumors that JayZ helped Beyonce remove her competition are nothing new. From the late Aaliyah to A. Marie and Carrie Hilson, there are multiple female artists whose careers were allegedly sabotaged so Beyonce could step up. However, when it comes to Blue Cantrell, things were personal because she developed a close relationship with JayZ right around the time Jay started dating Beyonce. And then the whole thing took a dark turn when Blue was found wandering the streets of Santa Monica and claiming that someone poisoned her with gas.
Blue Cantrell. You were singing, boo. And you made a choice to work with someone, and you probably didn't realize how nefarious he was when you got involved with him. I didn't.
But were Beyonce and JayZ really involved in this incident? Did they try to eliminate Blue Cantrell because Beyonce was jealous of her? Let's break it down.
There's a lot of tension because you're around each other so much and you're fighting and you're nitpicking, and definitely can relate to that.
There's been a lot of speculation over the years about JayZ and Beyonce eliminating their competition on their way to the top. And the list of artists whose careers they allegedly sabotaged is really, really long. But one name that often gets overlooked on this list is Blue Cantrell, JayZ's rumored ex-girlfriend. Blue started her career in the late 90s as a background vocalist for high-profile artists such as Diddy before L.A. Reid offered her a contract after hearing her sing one of her original songs. In July 2001, Blue released her debut album, So Blue, and the record was a critical and commercial success. Later insisted that there was nothing going on between her and Jay. However, when Wendy Williams asked her if she ever took her friendship with Jay to the next level, Blue just laughed nervously and said she can't answer that question.
Have you ever kissed JayZ romantically?
No. No, I can't answer that. I can't answer that.
Oh, she's touching him off the neck! Look! You see?
Why do people not want to let the JayZ Blue Cantrell thing go?
Wendy then suggested that Jay most likely decided to focus on Beyonce instead of Blue because Blue wasn't young enough for him, and he needed someone more naive that he could manipulate more easily.
I said on the radio that I didn't think it would last, though.
What, me and him?
Yeah.
Why?
Because you're about 25.
Why, he needs somebody younger than that?
At the end of the day, yeah.
Why do you say that?
Because I think at the end of the day, a younger, less savvy to the ways of the world broad.
Somebody a little bit more naive.
You said it, not me.
Beyonce's debut album called Signs features the lyrics, "I was in love with a Sagittarius. I wish he was a Virgo, the same sign as me, and know how to show me love because I've been hurt by a Pisces." Obviously, JayZ is a Sagittarius, but guess who's a Pisces? That's right, Blue Cantrell. And when Blue was asked about all these coincidences in her 2003 interview with The Guardian, she said, "I'm an adult. She's younger, and if she's doing what you're saying, then she's being a little immature." But Blue didn't stop there, and she also warned Beyonce not to mess with her. Maybe she's trying to do it to get press, but I want to make her understand if she goes there with me, it's the wrong move, Blue said. She needs to understand what she's doing and what she's getting into.
In September 2011. However, at that time, Beyonce was already heavily pregnant with Blue Ivy. She famously announced her pregnancy at the VMAs on August 28, 2011, 5 days before Kathy White was found dead. Beyonce's announcement broke the internet, flooding the headlines for weeks, so when a few outlets reported on Kathy's death, it didn't even register for most people. However, publicly threatening to expose JayZ. Back in July 2017, journalist Liz Crokin tweeted, "When Kanye West says JayZ has murderers, I believe he's talking about the people who killed Kathy White." Crokin was referring to Kanye's onstage rant against Beyonce and JayZ when he accused them of using blackmail to win awards and alluded that JayZ might try to take him out.
Beyonce, I was hurt. Because I heard that you said you wouldn't perform unless you won Video of the Year over me and over Hot Line Bling. JayZ, I know you got killers. Please don't send them out my head. Just call me. Talk to me like a man.
So last Saturday, Liz Crokin decided to revisit her tweet about Kanye and wrote, "Note the date. Hey JayZ, I was the reporter who talked to your alleged mistress right before she died was murdered. I know everything. I know what you did. Go F yourself. Your time is coming. Maybe you and Diddy can share a prison cell together. Justice is coming." And while some people are calling Liz a conspiracy theorist, others are saying the fact that Diddy was allegedly hanging out with JayZ and Kathy is already a big enough red flag. Fans are also pointing out that Diddy has been accused by multiple industry insiders like Jaguar Wright of getting rid of his ex-girlfriend Kim Porter, who also died under mysterious circumstances.
Do you believe Diddy has something to do with Kim Porter's death?
Absolutely. Without hesitation. Absolutely.
By the way,
Sean Carter is worse.
Uh-oh. Oh, man.
He's smarter. He's patient. He's not sloppy. This been lining up people he calls friends and stepping to the side while they get hit by the guillotine for 30 years.
a lot of people are now agreeing with Jaguar and saying it's only a matter of time until JayZ gets exposed. One fan said, "I heard about this Kathy situation almost 10 years ago. I'm 30 now, and even back then, I felt like something was done in the background that we don't know about. 2024 is definitely the year of exposing people, so I guess it's only a matter of time. In the words of Nenny, you can never win when you play dirty." And another person added, "I definitely remember hearing of the Kathy White case back in my early 20s. It was that long ago. I always wondered if Jay was capable of doing something like that. Knowing what I know now, I don't put it past him."
And showerheads. The evidence revealed that Diddy had recordings of several celebrities and artists engaging in illegal activity. These individuals were recorded without their knowledge and consent. Mr. Combs possesses compromising footage of every person who has attended his freak-off parties, so the entire hip-hop industry could implode before our very eyes as the feds review the evidence. It was revealed that Diddy allegedly has freak-off footage of Beyonce.
CNN has leaked disgusting footage that purportedly shows Diddy in compromising situations with Beyonce and JayZ. Sources indicate that the footage is highly incriminating and deeply disturbing. The nature of the interactions depicted in the video suggests a level of familiarity and impropriety that has not been publicly acknowledged before.
Feds found secret tape recordings in Diddy's homes. Diddy appears to be a voyeur that likes to spy on people on his hidden cameras, which are wired in secret places all over his mansions. Little Rod's lawsuit revealed that Mr. Combs had hidden cameras in every single room of his home, including in the bathrooms.
CNN has not revealed how the footage was obtained, citing journalistic confidentiality and the need to protect their sources. However, the network has confirmed the authenticity of the footage, stating that it underwent thorough verification before being released to the public. This leak raises concerns about privacy and the security of personal information, even for high-profile celebrities.
There's just been a shocking revelation from federal authorities regarding a highly private and scandalous video involving none other than JayZ and Beyonce, reportedly taken during a wild party hosted by Diddy.
The public reaction has been swift and intense. Fans and followers of Beyonce, JayZ, and Diddy have expressed shock and disappointment, with many taking to social media to voice their opinions. Within the entertainment industry, the leak has sparked a mix of reactions. Some insiders have expressed disbelief, while others claim that rumors of such behavior have circulated for years. The leak has also prompted discussions about the pressures and temptations that come with fame, as well as the potential for exploitation and misconduct. The footage could have significant legal implications for Diddy, Beyonce, and JayZ. Depending on the content, there could be grounds for legal action, either for invasion of privacy or for any illicit activities depicted in the video. Legal experts are currently analyzing the footage to determine the possible consequences.
Apparently, during a Homeland Security raid on Diddy's properties, some rather intriguing discoveries were made, including compromising footage featuring numerous beloved celebrities caught in scandalous situations. Speculation is rife that Diddy intentionally leaked this footage to authorities as a form of revenge against the Carters.
As two of the most influential figures in the music industry, Beyonce and JayZ have cultivated a carefully managed public image. This leak threatens to tarnish their reputations and undermine the trust they have built with their fans. Both artists have yet to issue a public statement, but the pressure to respond is mounting. For Diddy, this footage represents yet another scandal in a career that has seen its share of controversies. The impact on his professional and personal life could be profound, potentially leading to lost endorsements, damaged relationships, and further scrutiny of his actions and behavior. The leak has also sparked a debate about media and the responsibility of news organizations in handling sensitive information. While some praise CNN for exposing the truth, others criticize the network for invading the privacy of the individuals involved. This incident highlights the delicate balance between the public's right to know and the right to personal privacy. This scandal underscores the dark side of celebrity culture, where public personas often mask private indiscretions. It serves as a reminder that fame and fortune do not exempt individuals from moral and ethical standards, and that the pressures of celebrity can lead to troubling behavior behind closed doors.
News story that is sure to shock the entertainment world. Reports are swirling that rap mogul JayZ's luxurious estate has been seized by the FBI after investigators uncovered a shocking connection to Diddy's secret underground tunnel network. Let's dive into the details. Just days ago, federal authorities executed a search warrant at JayZ's sprawling mansion in the Hamptons on New York's Long Island. What they allegedly uncovered has rocked the music industry to its core. According to sources close to the investigation, the FBI discovered a series of hidden tunnels and chambers underneath JayZ's property that are believed to be linked to a vast underground network controlled by his longtime rival, Sean Diddy Combs. The tunnels are said to stretch for miles, connecting various homes and businesses owned by Diddy and his associates across the East Coast. Authorities suspect this network has been used for all manner of illegal activities, from drug and weapons trafficking to money laundering and even human smuggling. JayZ's mansion appears to have served as a major hub in this illicit underground empire. Agents reportedly found encrypted servers, piles of cash, and a variety of high-tech surveillance equipment secreted away in the tunnels beneath the rapper's estate. In the wake of this bombshell discovery, the FBI has now seized JayZ's property and frozen all of his assets as they continue to investigate the full scope of Diddy's alleged criminal enterprise. Several of Diddy's closest confidants have already been arrested and charged, leaving many wondering if the music mogul himself will soon be facing serious federal charges. This isn't the first time Diddy has found himself at the center of such dramatic legal troubles. Over the years, he's been dogged by persistent rumors of mafia ties and involvement in various shady dealings. However, this latest scandal appears to be his most serious run-in with the law yet. As the investigation unfolds, the public is left to wonder just how deep the rabbit hole goes when it comes to the sordid underbelly of the rap industry. Alright, let's dive deeper into this unfolding story. The details emerging about Diddy's alleged underground criminal empire and its connection to JayZ's home are both fascinating and deeply disturbing. According to federal sources, the tunnels discovered beneath JayZ's property are just the tip of the iceberg. Investigators have uncovered evidence that this network spans multiple states, with tunnels linking Diddy's homes, recording studios, and other business ventures across the East Coast. In some cases, the tunnels are believed to extend for miles, allowing Diddy and his associates to move people, drugs, weapons, and money with total anonymity and little risk of detection. Authorities say the sophistication of this system is truly unprecedented. What's even more shocking is the level of apparent collusion between Diddy and various law enforcement and government officials. Seized documents suggest Diddy may have been greasing palms and exploiting his celebrity connections to avoid scrutiny for years, if not decades. This raises serious questions about the integrity of the music industry as a whole. If titans like Diddy and JayZ are indeed involved in such a sprawling criminal enterprise, who else might be complicit? There are growing concerns that the rot may go much deeper than anyone imagined. As the FBI continues to unravel this complex web of deceit and criminality, legal experts warn that the fallout could be monumental. This story has all the makings of a true Hollywood scandal for the ages. We'll be sure to provide regular updates as more shocking details come to light. Stay tuned for the latest developments in this unfolding saga. We'll be sure to provide updates on this wild story as more details emerge. Stay tuned. That's all the news we have for now on this shocking story. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more celebrity.
There are legal troubles for JayZ that come up in November, and they come attached to another person, but not a person that you actually think, which would be PDiddy spilling the beans as he gets dragged into court. No, it's not P. Diddy. It is somebody else. And I'm kind of swinging around to Justin Bieber. Like, I'm looking at the people up there, and I'm kind of torn between Chris Brown and Justin Bieber. But I'm going the Justin Bieber way here because Bieber is involved in this sideways. Now, this connects him to R. Kelly. High level pimping and pandering for the music industry through the trafficking of human beings. Okay, so I'm going to put that out there in that fashion. You, me, them, we're going to start seeing through the veil when it comes to JayZ, and within 3 years, public favor is removed. Now, he's not the first one to go down behind P. Diddy, but he's a close second. Russell Simmons pops up in the conversation. Okay, in the conversation. So I have not heard head nor tail of Russell Simmons. He pops right in right now for months. I mean, he went off somewhere and who the hell knows where he went. Those words, that hiding will come to play in the future months. We're going to see conversation from Russell Simmons. It's either behind the scenes, it's something that is going to bring about a change in how the public looks at JayZ. I get JayZ connected to Clive Davis, connected to P. Diddy, and so there's a succession of things happening. Clive is old right now, so he's probably next in line, but I'm kind of shooting off with Chris Brown, and then I'm shooting off with Justin Bieber, and then I'm kind of going to MC Hammer. Like, it's happening. These people are being used on different levels to take other people's money, clean it, move things all about the country under the guise of their creative talents. So it's a combination that's coming after him, and when they take him down, they're going to take Beyonce down behind him, and it's going to start crumbling. He has a target directed at him because people want him found out.
People wouldn't pay attention to the fact that she was fucking JayZ underage. JayZ gave her the herpes that she gave to Chris Brown.
Yeah.
I'm about to f up America.
Oh.
That's what's about to happen next.
Here we go.
No more filter. From this point forward, any word that I say, I ain't holding back. And I ain't saying alleged either. Y'all said I was lying the first time. Now it turns out I'm telling the truth. You still don't want to admit that I was right, but you don't want to admit that you was wrong. So really, then the diplomacy doesn't matter. Fuck you. I'm going to just keep ruining your lives with the truth.
And here we go.
Detailed. What do you predict will happen next in the future? You know, it's like you see it before it happens.
Kathy White's true killer is going to be unveiled. And it's not a man. And that woman died screaming.
Anything else?
Yeah. Show him the tape, Diddy. You got it.
Oh, man.
That might buy you a little time. You should probably stop looking for plastic surgeons.
Man.
Looking for a new life, new face. We're going to hang you high, bitch. JayZ too. Beyonce too.
By someone who wanted me to essentially represent them in the sale of one of the Diddy tapes. So, which I declined that because...
Wait a minute. Say that again. Say that again. Back up. You're saying that there's tapes and they're being shopped?
Yes, there have been people already shopping.
We've heard about the tapes, but
yes.
The shopping thing is...
Yes, there already have been tapes leaking around Hollywood, being shopped around to individuals in Hollywood. But one particular person contacted me to shop a particular video they were in possession of, and to contact the person who was in the video to see if they were interested in purchasing the video before it became public knowledge.
I've heard this before. So like a catch and kill.
Catch and kill, correct.
Wow. Can you, and I guess you can't reveal the person who is on
No,
the
I can't
tape.
explain who the person was, but Mr.
High profile?
Mr. Combs was in the tape, and this other person is, I would venture to say, more high profile than Mr. Combs.
Really? Really? And you've seen it?
I've seen stills of the video.
Okay.
So
you can verify
that it exists, that it's real, that the other person in the video is very visible. It's no question if it's that person in the video, and I can tell the video was pornographic in nature.
Oh my. All right. So we know that he videotaped a lot of activities at his home, did he? And it sounds like there was probably a lot of hidden cameras as well. Is that what is being talked about?
Yes. This was actually in his Atlanta home, at a home he had in Atlanta at one point. And it does seem that the person isn't like looking into the video, so it's, to me, doesn't seem like that person knows they're being videotaped. It doesn't seem like they're active participant in the videotaping, like they're being surreptitiously recorded it.
All right. I wanted to ask you about the police report we talked about, but when your client came out, obviously the neighbor knew. Did she talk to her family? Did she talk to her friends? Did she have another lawyer? Let's go back to your client.
So at the time, as most rape victims are, they feel a lot of shame.
Absolutely.
And they don't want to vocalize what happened to them because then it makes it real. So they kind of internalize it and get over it. And due to the high profile nature that it was Mr. Combs who did this, she was afraid for her life. She was concerned that if she was to come forward and say something, that no one would believe her, because we're talking about 2018 when Mr. Combs was still pretty much at the height of his career, still very much so an icon and influential figure. So she's just a young girl from Northern California who's going to believe that he had done something to her like this. So she didn't tell anybody. She did not hire an attorney. All she did was make the police report in the hopes that maybe the police would try to investigate and come up with anything. But she said she kind of felt from the police that they were disregarding what she was saying, even without saying Mr. Combs' name. So she didn't feel any confidence that revealing his name would.
I've never seen a Diddy party empty. There's always a line. There's security. Are you on the list? No. I seen mom try to jump over the fence. Somebody cussing people out. My name ain't on the list. But I've never seen, hey man, if you go in there, man, because of course there's drugs. It's Hollywood. That's why people go to Hollywood, for the debauchery. Let's not get it twisted. Ain't nobody innocent in Hollywood. Okay, you go to these parties, they want the coach. They want to see the order. A lot of these girls they try to make it seem like a lot of these women are just, they came from a nun dispensary or something. Like these bitches are dirty. They're porn stars. The only reason why they wear panties is to keep their ankles warm. You understand me?
I hear you.
Have you been there?
I've never been to a Diddy party.
But you've been to a freaky party. You out there in Upland is the whole stroll, homie.
I've never been to no party where men were being with men. Absolutely.
In Miami, me and Puff met while I was on the radio. You know, when I'm breaking records, spinning records. Met him through a lot of people, you know what I'm saying? And we just became real brothers.
Yeah, I can't tell you about the first time I met him, the real truth. Yeah, I just can't speak on it, you know?
Yeah, some stories gotta be untold.
Yeah.
God is great.
God is great. That we don't have to live that way anymore.
Yeah, we blessed.
He came through.
Yeah.
Make sure you know he came through.
Yeah.
Trunk full.
Yeah.
Trunk was full. Everything was all right.
All right, let's get to Jess with the mess with Laura Rosa.
Alrighty, so there is a book right now. The book is called Kim's Lost Words, A Journey for Justice from the Other Side. We talked about this briefly on Friday about this book being released. This is allegedly a book that was co-written by Kim Porter, the ex of Diddy, who passed away. Now, there's been some controversy all weekend. Let's just say, number one, the book is number one currently on Amazon's bestsellers list in the category of Western U.S. biography. So it's selling.
The book is out?
Yes, it's out on Amazon. Yep, it's out.
Jesus.
And it's selling very well. It's listed. I'm literally looking right now. It's still number one on Amazon's bestseller list in the Western U.S. biographies category. But there has been some issues because people are really trying to figure out if this book is real. Online, the conversation is, number one, the design of the book.
People feel like if Kim Porter were to have put out a book, it wouldn't look the way that this book looks.
How does it look?
It's just a little flimsy. Looks very homemade.
Okay.
But I reached out.
I feel like they've shot this book down as being fake so many times.
They have, but I think because of the fact that it's online and available for sale, people are actually purchasing it, and they're posting quotes and excerpts from the book. That
I just read
crazy. What did you read?
I'll let you go.
Okay. So I reached out to a source because, again, I'm like, how did they even put this up if you guys have been saying for a while that this is not a real thing? But the source that I reached out to told me that this is not true. Like, this book is not a thing from Kim Porter, that anybody claiming that it is just pushing falsehoods. They talked about the fact that it's disheartening because she has loved ones that are still left here, and it's negatively reflecting them and misrepresenting her legacy, and causing distress to those loved ones. My source also told me that the creator of the book, Chris Todd, had no connection to Kim Porter or her family, and notes that he was unable to provide Todd verifiable evidence to support his claims regarding the existence of the manuscript. So for background, we talked about this on Friday. Todd claimed that he had met up with one of Kim Porter's friends after she passed away, and they gave him a flash drive. The flash drive is of diary entries. He turned this into a book. They're stating that this is not true. And again, Kim Porter's best friend Ebony said months ago, she had a whole long Instagram post saying that Kim Porter never wrote a book, a memoir, a manuscript. She wants people to, pay attention to the fact that allegedly means when something is said to be true but not be proved, because people were saying allegedly.
How do you sell a book that say that they say is from somebody if it's not proven?
I have no idea.
I don't feel like the book was sold. Though. I feel like if the story that Lauren just said, somebody gave somebody a hard drive, right?
Yeah.
Don't sound like it was sold.
Well, he's asking how are you able to put that on Amazon and then sell it?
They're just selling it to people. People are buying it. It's number one.
And
what's in the book?
So in the book, they
read some excerpts.
Yeah. Okay. So in the book, I know they talk about Kim Porter is accusing Diddy of physical abuse, allegedly. And she's saying that like there was one time where she tried to use a dildo on him, and that he asked for that, and because she said no, that was the first time that he hit her. This is all allegedly, according to this book. She also talks about a time where he allegedly hit her with a chair. There's stuff in here where she talks about him sleeping with an underage boy in the music industry.
How can somebody just put something like this out and people just publish it and run with it?
That's what I'm saying.
Tell these stories like they're just.
I don't know, and
there's nothing proven.
I asked my source, who is a source in the know, very valuable source with this, if there is going to be any legal action taken. Because normally with something like this, you see a cease and desist or something to stop the sale of the book. And I've gotten no response on that. So I don't know how this is happening. I don't know what's about to happen, but the claims in the book are wild, and people are posting them all over online, crazy. So it's making more people want to buy the book to read it, especially with all of the freak off stuff happening. People believe in anything.
It seems like it's a lot of the same stuff that's circling Puff now, like abuse, butt play,
begging for pegging and all that. Yeah, absolutely.
Begging for pegging. Begging for pegging is crazy. Who said that? Somebody said begging for a pegging.
Well, let me tell you, the people all weekend have been.
Listen, pleading to be pegged is insanity. Okay, all right. Begging to get raw dogged in the fart box is nuts. Okay.
I don't know what Nola did to you, but you're a little bit more funnier today.
Begging for a pegging is insanity. Why are these things happening on a Monday morning? I don't want to hear about
I don't know, but people all weekend have been trying to distance themselves from the Diddy situation.
Go ahead. Sorry, Lauren.
Begging for a pegging. God.
Not that's going to be the sequel to the book.
That's what they said. That was allegedly the first time she ever was hit, when she said that he was begging for a pegging.
We should have just
no.
kept it at vote or die, man. Damn.
We a long way from vote or die. Well, over the weekend, like I said, people have been coming out, trying to distance themselves from all of this stuff. I know Ray J spoke to an outlet and they were asking him like, why haven't people said something about all of this stuff before? Let's take a listen.
What did you make of what you heard, and what did you ever see for yourself that gave you an opinion about what he was about?
Well, for myself, and I think a lot of other people in this industry, it's all a shock because, we've never seen the stuff that's being said. And the stuff that people are finding out. Like, I've never been in rooms that people are talking about, and I never knew they existed. And a lot of people in the industry can agree with me on that sense. Like, you all wanted to go and have a good time at a Diddy party, and you wanted to be inspired, you wanted to go out and have a good time, and then you wanted to go the next day to work. To see where we are now, I just think everybody is still trying to digest it.
All you was begging for a pagan, and what you digested was not edible.
Oh, God.
But you swallowed it anyway.
Oh. Well, that's just the beginning part. Dame Dash also spoke out because you know that there's this photo going viral of Dame Dash, Aaliyah, JayZ, a bunch of different people laid out on the bed, and then they're like partying, and it's all there. It was a 4th of July party. So let's take a listen to Dame Dash. He came out to clear.
You're in the industry.
Yeah.
Did they ever say, if come in this room, Jack?
Yeah,
let's
told.
get down.
Yeah, I was told.
And you will see some doors open.
I was drugged by a rapper that I knew. I won't say his name, and I won't say the name of his group. Really doesn't matter. Nobody remembers them anyway anymore. Shame. They were awesome. They put him on me. He had the camera set up in the room. He drugged me. He did everything he was supposed to do. He just felt guilty about it in the morning. So he gave me the tape. And they got dropped 6 months later from their label. And nobody's ever heard of them again. And they was some dope ass motherfuckers. Shout out to him for that. He ain't had to give me that tape.
Wow. But the fact he recorded it, oh man.
He had to. He had to.
Oof.
It was either that or lose the deal. So he did it, but he gave me the tape. Wow. And he lost his deal anyway.
Is that commonplace in the industry?
Absolutely.
A cocktail, recording.
Absolutely.
Receipts.
Y'all, this Diddy rabbit hole goes deeper than we previously thought, because the feds just stumbled on evidence that puts Diddy's mom right in the middle of his freak-offs, and it looks like she might have been his madam all along. There has been a lot of talk in the streets about Diddy's weird and creepy relationship with his mom, and it turns out that there was more to it than met the eye. The feds dug out every last detail, and they discovered that the freak-offs go back many years, to when Diddy was very young. It looks like Mama Combs might be the brain behind these freak-offs, because the things that the feds discovered about her past are as checkered as you can imagine. I'm talking ties, botched deals, and activities. So you know the feds really did their homework on Diddy, and it is not looking pretty. When we first heard reports that Diddy's mom was involved in the freak-offs, everyone just kind of assumed that she was yet another one of his victims. Diddy seems to have a deep-seated resentment toward women, and it wouldn't be surprising if that resentment extended to his own mother as well. Diddy was raised alone by his mother, Janice Combs, as a single mother after his father passed when Diddy was only 3 years old. Now, you'd think that Diddy would have more respect for women after everything that his mother went through.
Breaking news. New celebrities are named in Diddy's list of celebs connected to his scandalous freak-off parties, from JayZ and Beyonce to Jennifer Lopez, Usher, and even Leonardo DiCaprio. These high-profile stars are now being linked to some of Diddy's wildest parties you've ever heard of. The thing you never heard of is there are videos and pictures leaked showing Diddy partying with A-listers like Paris Hilton, Ashton Kutcher, Howard Stern, Russell Brand, and more. With Diddy pleading not guilty to the trafficking charges, some are questioning how deep the involvement goes. Were these celebs just there for the party, or did they know what was really happening behind closed doors? People are now comparing this to the Epstein case as it keeps getting intense. Well, the fact that Diddy's ex, Jennifer Lopez, and music industry powerhouses like Mariah Carey and Nick Cannon also showed up to these infamous parties has everyone on edge. Now, with more names being thrown into the fire, the question remains, who's next?
I actually went to one of Diddy's parties.
Joe, I've never spoken about this before. A few years back, Puffy invited me to perform a comedy set at his 4th of July party. As a longtime hip-hop fan, I was real happy that I'd get to hang out with one of my idols. Boy, was that a mistake. When I got to the party, Puff and his crew showed me around the mansion and helped me prepare for my show. There were tons of celebs there, hundreds of A-listers. They were all drinking from a large tub of jungle juice near the dance floor. Puffy told me not to drink it until after my show, as it was really strong. Well, the first half of my set went super smoothly. My jokes were landing and the celebs were bursting into laughter. But as I continued, one by one, the celebrity audience started to collapse to the floor, seemingly lulled into a deep sleep. Once they were all unconscious, Puff came over and let out a big chuckle. He told me that the fun was just getting started. Diddy and his crew then started to pick up the bodies and lug them down the stairs to the basement. I followed them down the stairs, deathly afraid of what I might see. When I got to the bottom of the dark staircase, my jaw dropped in surprise. Standing amongst the unconscious bodies was Meek Mill, holding wigs, hair dye, and an assortment of makeup products. I immediately went over to Meek and asked him what he was doing. He told me that he and Diddy were launching their own beauty company, and they liked using the celebs to test out their new products. Apparently, they were far too embarrassed to ask the celebs for permission when they were conscious. I couldn't believe it. That was my first and last Diddy party.
Everybody wanna know who's this and who's that, and want to go back and say, yo, how do you know? It came from the horse's mouth. He said he got all the paperwork to prove it. Kirk Brown said it plenty of times, but nobody won't sit down with him. I mean, like, you won't get none of these, these radio stations and all this stuff like that to sit down with him. He said, I got the paperwork. Because they not privy to the information, you understand, directly from the people who was involved. And you get a person like me that don't give a damn, and I repeat it and tell it. Oh, dude capping, dude looking for attention. No, it happened.
But JayZ, I didn't know about that. So JayZ, he told too?
Said that years ago, man. Said that years ago. What are you gonna do? They're gonna do whatever. Yo, listen to me. They're the reason why rap in New York went down the drain. They made sure that these young cats didn't come up with platforms and didn't come up with situations. Let me tell you something. JayZ and it's funny. It's funny. We were talking about how Puff and Ja Rule was cool. But at one time, Puff was trying to trick Ja Rule into going at JayZ. That whole weekend that he was with Sarah. The whole weekend they was in that hotel room. That day they was in that hotel room. Always coming back on that G5 jet. He was trying to talk Ja Rule into going at JayZ. But now him and JayZ is like freaking frat. It's crazy how things work out, huh?
The black distribution situation back in the 2000s, this was an idea that was generated by Simon. And the reason why I'm speaking on this, I'm able to speak on it, is because I was there, bro. I was at the round table. I attended a few meetings with him personally. I flew out of state with him a couple times. And during this time, this is what Simon and Suge had came up with this idea, bro. Like, we need to cut out the middleman. We need to cut out these Jews, man, and cut them all the way out the mix to where we do our own distributing. We become our own distributor. We become our own manufacturer, our own promoters. And we doing everything as is, besides them putting up the money for promotion and distributing. Then we're carrying all the weight. We're doing most of the work. Then why not do it all? So we came up with this concept, black distributors. So being the fact that Death Row, Rap-A-Lot, Murder Inc., No Limit, I'm leaving out one. It was one more because it was five. Rockefeller. These were, and Bad Boy was on the list, but it was exempt based on Simon and P. Diddy's situation and relations. So his overall idea was eventually to bring Bad Boy and them in and become a part of it as well if they want to merge and join. However, those main five that I just named, Simon came up with this concept, this idea, bro, we should become black distributors and bring all of these main CEOs together who's running these prominent companies right now that's independent, who's selling millions and millions of records. We all come together, bro, and distribute our own music and distribute and package our own shit.
So Simon hosted a couple of meetings, and these meetings was underground, 2 and 4th. 2 and 4th, okay. 2 and 4th. He was in LA, some parts of New York, and down south to Houston. Okay. So nobody really knew about it as far as the industry. So nobody knew about the black distribution situation that he was setting up until we had a major hip hop summit. We had a major summit. To be exact, I won't give and take. I know because we just went into the millennium, which was 2000. I want to say give and take anywhere between 2001, 2002. And then he brought up the subject about JayZ. He started talking about JayZ. He talked about Dame, how solid Dame was. You know, Dame was a good businessman and Dame on his shit. But he was concerned about the nigga JayZ. He's a bitch, he's a faggot. That's all he kept saying, like JayZ. He was talking about JayZ. Come to find out, you know, JayZ, Jigga was supposed to be the one who blew the whistle on the whole ordeal. On the whole ordeal, the fact that they was having these underground secretive meetings.
So basically what you trying to say that...
I ain't trying to say a motherfucking thing. I just said it, ninja. Fuck you mean what I'm trying to say? What's wrong with you goddamn interviewees? Nigga, I ain't trying to say shit. I said Jigga blew the whistle. He snitched. He told him, he went and told them people, man, and all hell broke loose. And then from that point on, all 5 of them companies went down.
I'm not particularly cool with some of these brothers' lifestyle, but nonetheless, they're my brothers. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
We have to look at Damon Dash. We have to look at Suge Knight. We have to look at Irv Gotti. And we have to look at Jay Prince. These 4 gentlemen that got together and we're going to put up $30 million apiece to get and create their own distribution company to distribute black music. These people got together and said, we'll never let it happen. It'll happen over our dead bodies. All in 1 week, I'm telling you the short version of the story. All in 1 week, they raided the offices of these 4 brothers. I'm going to say them again. Damon Dash, Suge Knight, Irv Gotti, and Jay Prince out of Texas. They raided, FBI raided their offices and confiscated their records and started piecing together cases against these.